Good evening and welcome everyone again to tonight's official coverage of Rainlight Racing's 2024 TA2 special event, Sunday evening. It's only a short little event. They're doing 3 races. This is round 2 or race 2 here at Spa tonight. Obviously we're at Rainlight Racing, so this is all proudly brought to you by Nortec, Titanium Digital Solutions, True to Life Racing, and of course the TA2 boys in New Zealand as well. MATCHFIT's on board. J-Man is away, so we have a special guest in Craig McConnell tonight. Craig, how you doing, my friend?
Yeah, I'm good, Davo. How you doing?
Awesome, mate. Good to have you on board to fill the space that J-Man's absence has left. Look, you're going to be a great addition to this because you have pedalled these things personally.
Yep, yeah. I've been out there practicing with the boys in Monza and had a couple of laps at Spa, and then
Yep.
I head off on Wednesday and had an operation on my knee, so I'm not racing tonight.
Well, that's perfect opportunity for you to just jump in here. We don't want an driver in the comms box. The best quarter, look, one of the best people to get in is these drivers, as is J-Man, multi-championship winner from ASRNZ. But yeah, great to have you aboard, mate. Great for you to chip in. Like I mentioned, we'll thank again Nortec, Titanium Digital Solutions, True to Life Racing, and the TA2 boys in New Zealand. The boys are out on track. They've got about 15 minutes to go in quali, Craig. Tough gig, these things around Spa. And you raced them at Monza last week. Tell me about that. That would look tough.
They were tough. They different to what we used to driving, like the GD3s. You hop in and you hit the brakes, they stop, and you hit the accelerator, and a bit of TC comes on and helps you out of the corner. Whereas these things, they just it's like I was saying to you before. It's like grabbing onto an angry pit bull. It's either going to bite you or it's not.
Yep. You just don't know what sort of what you're sort of going to get sometimes, and obviously not a lot of aero either. And on a track like Monza and also tonight here at Spa, little bit of an angry beast, isn't it?
Yeah. The boys have been mucking around with setups all week. I believe Gunther's have had a very good play with a few things, and he's got a nice little setup going for himself.
Trying to tame the beast.
Yeah, just trying to get it to respond to how he wants it to respond.
Yep.
Like they just have a mind of their own. They do. I mean, hit the accelerator, it's going to oversteer, and hit the brakes, and it's going to lock up. But it's just trying to tame a lot of that and push it a bit more through the corners, out of the corners, and into the corners.
Of course, and we saw, and clearly because of that, that sort of unpredictability of the way the cars drive and handle. They just got so much power. You got so much power under your right foot, and not a lot of braking. Sort of pretty hefty beast to pull up. We saw multiple different podium getters last week at Monza over the 4 races. So interesting. It'd be interesting to see him here tonight.
The usual suspects will be up there. Like you've got Mav, you've got Pete. Actually, all of them are pretty quick. I'm personally one of the slower guys. I'm fairly new to it, but the start's always interesting because we don't really use the clutch much on our GD3s, so it's all rolling starts, and when you go back to a standing start, we've got to figure out how to use our clutch again, and there's 600 horsepower, or what is it, 600 newton meters of torque, 1200 horsepower, trying to let loose while you're trying to get off first, and yeah, she makes it interesting, that's for sure.
Yeah. Plenty to think about, and that's just getting the thing off the line, isn't it, mate? So, let alone getting it stopped and into T1 on the first lap. No doubt with cold tyres and cold brakes and whatnot. Like you mentioned there, Craig, usual suspects. We can see that qualifying winding down, about 13 odd minutes to go there, and as we can see, Maverick topping the list with a 2 minute 27.4. Gunther Rowe, we were just talking about, been tweaking his setup all week with a 28.0, so still got a lot of work to do there, nearly a half a second away from Mav. No surprise, Mav, a class act. Pete Dawson looking pretty speedy there, only about half a second back from Gunther Rowe with an 8.6, and a Crossy with a 9.7. Who else have we got in there? Gaz, Eddie, Prudent Tracy, aka Prudent Tracy, with a 2.30. Chili Dog with a 2.32.7, and Kenneth Worcester just rounding out my little board there with a 33.6. So yeah, 12 minutes to go, and yeah, these guys are working hard already in qualifying. So a little bit of smoke you see there, a little bit of lock up there. I think we're focused on the Gunther Rowe Monster Energy Mustang there, and yeah, just coming into that sort of final. It's a bit of a chicane, but it's like the old back end of the bus stop there. A little bit of lock up from the front wheels. It's a classic sign that these things are signature, if you will. Just that little bit of lock up as they pinch the front on the turn in, and you just see that little bit of tyre smoke. Craig, that's one of the things you were saying. It's just hard to manage that stuff.
Yeah, so we're talking about earlier on adjusting the brake pressure in them, and
Yeah.
how far we can push them, because at your hardest braking point, we want to have full brake pressure.
Yep.
And so I believe it might have been Gaz, I think, or Prune Tracy that was talking about it. He's saying how he's been adjusting his brake pressure so he can just give it the full jandle.
Yeah.
And just push it all the way to the floor and be safe without a lockup, and then you can start trail braking off that.
Yeah.
You seem to have to sort of, I prefer it to like balloon braking it, like you got a balloon under your brake pedal, and you touch it to start with, and then it just builds up pressure, and then you just get harder and harder, and then you have to sort of be softer on it. And there's just a fine line of finding when they're actually going to bite and lock up.
And start easing back off that, like you said, and just starting to modulate it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, fairly hefty beast. And yeah, I suspect the aero doesn't count much in some of this stuff. A little bit of aero required around Spa. Not too bad, but yeah, just that signature pinch of the wheels, pinch of the fronts at least anyway, really showing how difficult it is for these boys to, get that brake modulation sorted out, and then having to deal with the right pedal on the way out is another special thing. And you see these guys, quite often getting off the ripple strips as they're trying to lean on that right pedal, as we just see Pete Dawson there out of the left-hander, and yeah, definitely a lot of shaking of the tail. So yeah, nice work, and take some discipline. So we got another Harrison Bella just up on his time. Actually, first time in for Harrison with a 2:31.1. So nice work from Harrison in front, in sixth provisionally, but in front of Chili Dog and Worcester, as we just see Pete Dawson having a little bit of rear lock up and backing it into the wall. Qualifying, just under 9 minutes to go. I don't think anyone's going to take it to Mav. Gunther Rowe is over a second out on Mav's time. Pete Dawson and Crossland not too far behind, but Well, that's Hewitt there, actually. That's Matty, is it? Just slipped in a 29.3 there, Craig,
Yeah, I was expecting Crossy to come down a little bit too.
as well.
I heard Gunther and them say he was in the 28s, and they're in there earlier on.
Yeah.
So him, Matt, I expect to see Gaz come down a bit more.
Yeah.
Pete's already there.
They've got a few more laps in it, haven't they? You know, it's only just under 8 minutes to go, so probably got another 3 laps or so, maybe more, as we just see Crossy drop down the hill into this valley part of the track. Quite complex down here. The fast left, a particularly tricky corner to get the nose in, and then it really does determine your run out down that little short chute into this right-hander. But yeah, Crossy looking clean, but yeah, just the times aren't showing much gain, are they, Craig?
No. So we were talking about before, Gunther was actually, I was having a conversation with him about how the car feels around the track, and he said he's finding that part the most difficult out of, I believe they call it Puon, and then into, I guess what you refer to as just the S's.
Yep.
And that right and that left is just the weight of the car, the transfer of the weight, them switching. And he was just saying it's not a hard corner to get through, but it's a hard one to get right. And there's a lot of time can be made up through that little section there, and then it comes back out onto that right-hander, onto the back straight. And she's pretty much full noise until
Up the hill.
the bus stop.
Yeah. And the bus stop, a tricky little complex there, actually. It switches right back. It's not like a 90-degree bend, the right-hander there. It's actually cuts right back on itself, and then again to the left, a very awkward little corner, but they are going so slow. I could just imagine they're, you know, really easing back onto the loud pedal there to get it out of there. So we have 9 completed lap times here. Maverick leading the board with about 5.5 minutes to go. Mav on a 2 minute 26.8. Wow. So fast. Gunther Rowe, like I said, he's got some work to do with a 28.0. Pete Dawson, 28.6. Matt Hewitt with 29.3. Steve Crossland, 29.7. 30.2 for Gaz, and Harrison 21.1, Chili Dog 22.0, and Kenneth Worcester with a 33.6. Just under 5 minutes to go. I think I saw a little improvement there. Might have been from Dawson actually in his last lap, but Craig, what are you looking at there, mate?
I've just been watching Merrick go around. He looks like he's got this thing dialed. He's got a sneaky setup going there, and he had a bit of trouble up ready on. So that's the big evener on this track, is how you get through Eau Rouge and up ready on to Kemmel Straight, and you know you can lose half to 3/4 of a second easily if you get it wrong going into it.
Yeah.
And then Crossland, I don't want to say he's a bad qualifier, but he's always stronger in a race than he is qualifying. He just sort of, it seems to be a car in front of him, and it just is that little carrot he needs to just get around them.
Yeah.
Very clean racer, very nice to race against. He'll give up a position before he wrecks you.
Yeah.
Actually, most of them will. Like, there's not many people in here racing that will take you out and destroy your race. They'd rather destroy their own race before they
Of course. Yeah, true gentleman racers here, Craig, at Rainlight Racing. Plenty of respect on track, even in the biggest of fields. We've called some pretty big fields for you guys over the past few months, and Yeah, a lot of respect on track. Some really clever guys out there, guys and girls, all the way through the field. And awesome to watch, and obviously commentate from our end. We will thank once again Nortec as we wind down in this qualifying session. 3 minutes to go. Nortec, Titanium Digital Solutions to Life Racing, TA2 New Zealand, and MATCHFIT for bringing this broadcast to you. Please like and subscribe. If you're interested in what you're watching, hit your notifications and give us a hit up on the chat box there as we wind down in qualifying for round 2 in the Rainlight Racing 2024 special event. Smoke bellowing for the tyres on Chili Dog's car there as he drops down into the bus stop. But yeah, this is going to be an epic few races here at Spa. I'm not sure exactly how many we're running tonight. I think we ran a few at Monza, but the lap times are not quite so long, so we might see a little bit a shorter duration or less races. But time will tell. Craig, do you have any heads up on that?
I actually don't know. I'm assuming it's going to be 3 unless Furphy sticks his nose in again and requests another race. That's what happened last week. As Furf decided that he wanted to see another one, so he got in there and he was. I think it might have been in Crosby's stream. Going, one more.
Yeah.
He was meant to be racing, but he had his family over or something. So, they must have been sitting around having a laugh or whatever they were doing. But, I'm assuming it's going to be 3 races again tonight.
Yeah.
And just quick fire, there'll be no mucking around in between. So
three 5-lappers.
I can find out off Gunther how many laps it is. I think they said 7 laps.
Okay, I think what were we doing? Oh, it was 7 at Monza as well, wasn't it? It was 2. Okay. So yeah, looking forward to that. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, thanks for tuning in here for the Rainlight Racing 2024 280 special event. It's round 2. We're at Spa. Only less than a minute to go in qualifying before they put these beasts on track for the first race, mate. I can just imagine this whole field of cars running down into Eau Rouge. I'm sure it's frightening to drive it, but it's going to look scary.
It's going to be way more fun watching it.
Definitely.
I can tell you that much. I'm not nervous to watch it, but
you're sort of nervous for them, just like shit, watch out.
Yes, the boys are pretty respectful, so I think they'll be all right. It's just if we get someone gets on the loud pedal a little bit quickly.
Yeah.
And once they go, they're just gone. They're really hard to catch.
Yeah, we saw that a little bit. I think Gunther and Mav had turns running up the front there in the races we had. Yeah, hard to keep the consistency up though, isn't it, Craig? And I think Gunther might have fallen off there a couple of times. Even Mav struggled with consistency throughout the races, and little slip-ups and this change of position. It's crazy.
Yeah, Mav's not a man you normally see make mistakes.
No.
He's normally just on it the whole time.
Yeah.
Super consistent, and he's the benchmark that we aim for. Like he's the guy to beat.
Yeah.
And you know that they're a handful when they're giving him trouble. But
yeah,
like I say, we're all fairly fresh to it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it takes a certain amount of respect, doesn't it, just to pedal these things around. Qualifying now officially over. Who have we got left out? Oh, that's Pete Dawson's car. Yep, just running down for one more lap, maybe there, Craig. But yeah, this is going to start, and it's going to be pretty epic, pretty quickly. Obviously, they've got to navigate. I'm sure they start up the top of the hill, so navigate turn 1, the little hairpin there, and then down into Eau Rouge and up the hill. It's going to be hectic in these things, so stay put, don't go anywhere. Dawson looking smooth out on track there, Craig.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find him there. He's qualified quite well, Pete.
Yeah, what's he got? 28.6. Yeah, so he's only, what, 6/10 off row there, so not doing too shabby.
No, this is this is where she's the hard for me is through here, and you see Pete having a little bit of a twist in there as well.
Yeah, a bit of a shake there. It's almost like he had to have a couple of goes at it there just to get it right.
Yeah, it's pulling it up to this set of corners here, and then switching the direction, then switching the direction again, and then pulling her up here, and then you get a bit of reprieve from it because you're about to hit a back straight where you can sort of have a little bit of a relax and a think about
what's going on. Yeah,
and then they just don't float around the corners like the GD3s, but that's the car we're driving, so
that's
it is
right.
what it is.
That's right, Eddie. Okay, so Maverick, top of the list there with Gunther Rowe in second, Pete Dawson in third, Matthew Hewitt fourth, Steve Crossland fifth, goes Eddie aka Tracy in sixth, Harrison Bella seventh, Tilly Dog and Kenneth Worcester rounding out the field in ninth. There, Craig. Oh, this is going to be a hectic start to this race. I can feel it in my bones, I tell you.
Yep, the next 30 seconds can't go fast enough for me. She's it's going to be good to watch it. I'm excited because it's
yeah, like you
just to
said,
see how the boys get off the line, and that's the first trick to them is getting them off the line, getting the clutch out, and getting that power to the ground, then keeping it straight, then getting around La Source, and then up through Eau Rouge and Radion, and then get a little break by the time they get to Kimmel Straight. So.
And then sort of take a breath because you'll be
yeah, take a deep one because you're breaking straight into the easters again. So
awesome stuff. Here we go. Let's see if we can get a better camera than that. There we go. There you go. Oh, that's about as good as she's going to get, folks. Okay. 30 seconds to go before we go green on Rainlight Racing's round 2 of the 2024 TA2 special event here at Spa. Ladies and gentlemen, please like and subscribe if you like what you're seeing. We're just about to go green, 10 seconds to go, 7 laps here at Spa in the TA2s. This is going to be hectic, folks. Hang on to your seats. We're green. Trying to get them off the line there, Craig. Up to 1.
It looks like Crossland got a hell of a start then too.
Yeah, nice work from Crossy. As they all look like they make it pretty cleanly through T1 there. Oh, except for the Penrite car around in the background. He might have caught it up there as they run down the straight to Eau Rouge straight away. Is that Gunther Rowe out in front, Craig, already?
It looks like Gunther's up there. I'm pretty sure I saw Mev run wide. And
into 1 there, yep. So like you said as well, Steve Crossland pipping Pete Dawson and jumping him. So a couple of moves going on around Bella also with the move on Dawson as well. So plenty going on. And good, clean stuff. Their guys are hanging on to it. Just in the back, was that Hewitt just making a move on Worcester? Yes, it was. So nice work from Hewitt as they drop down the hill here. Down towards this big, long left. And in down towards the S's. Nice start from Crossland. Looks like Mav already starting to put pressure on Rowe in front there. We might just see if we can get out of the front of Mav's car there. He's already regained a few car lengths. Gunther trying to bring those tyres up to temp with a bit of tyre smoke bleeding off that front right-hand tyre as they make their way up the hill for the first lap. There's just been some changes already. Crossland up. Oh, Gunther Rowe up to the top spot. Crossland and Bella past Pete Dawson. Oh, Gunther very sideways. Out of the left-hander up towards the bus stop there. Really loose. Looked like he was in the drift server. Plenty of angle. That's Dawson back past Bell. Got to keep an eye on this Gunther Rowe business. Keeps it tight. He holds Mav out. Oh, again. Just gets that thing off the ripple strip. Slides. Mav's got him. So run down the hill on the second lap. That's Crossland in the background, you can see. And up in behind there, I think that is Bella. Too wide. That's Tracy. So Tracy wants a bit of it. We've got a car off in the background there. Not sure who that is. Let's see if we can pick up who that is.
It might have been Uncle Joe.
Might have been. Okay. Oh.
I think this is going to get interesting between Bella, Hewitt, and Tracy here. Hewitt's just
Hewitt. Yeah, looked a little bit loose in the back of shot there. I was just trying to sort his car out from the back there, but yeah, struggling under brakes there, wasn't he? A little bit, Craig, and got really taily. Even there, still really pushing that. I think that's one of the Camaros there.
Yeah, looks like Harrison run wide just then as well, and as we see Hewitt's about to go around, I think.
Yep. We might just pop back up the front here. So now Maverick past Rowe. We sort of saw that coming. Missed it on camera as we just keep an eye on Hewitt. What was going on just back through the field there. But now Crossy still holding down third, but Gunther Rowe and Mav changing positions. Mav taking the lead from Gunther just in that last probably half a lap. Pete Dawson got back around Bella, and actually Tracy has also got round Bella as well. So, oh yeah, and that's close actually. Oh, looking over the back wing of Tracy's car. That is close stuff. This is super high speed up the hill here. Bella a little bit sideways out of the left-hander here, and then they've got to pull this thing up. Bulk of a car, Bella round behind. He's kept it.
He's held on to it well.
He's held on to it. I think it's called the half spin in the trade, isn't it? But yeah, clearly pushing these things to their utmost limits to do what they're doing out there, and Bella there just stepping over that line a little bit, and the a little bit of lock up in the rear. Maverick stamping his authority on the race, moving away from Gunther Rowe. Actually, Gunther moving away from Crossy as well. So there's been formed a bit of a gap there. Crossy will have Pete Dawson on his case soon enough. Dawson already been in a little bit of a to and fro, obviously with Bella. So yeah, he's clearly focused and moving forward. Tracy just in the background there. Now past Bella. I think he will be moving forward as well. One of the quicker pre-race practice times coming from Tracy as we see Bella around again in the background, Craig. Unfortunate.
I wasn't watching that one actually. I'm looking at Pete, and he's just teetering a second. He's pulling a couple of tenths on Crosby, and then he's sort of drifting away. And it's looking like he's going to catch up to him any second, and they'll be in for a hell of a battle.
Yeah, I definitely think Dawson's got a little edge on Crossy, but it seems to be touring and throwing across the lap, doesn't it? Crossy a little bit stronger in one sector compared to Dawson in another as they run up the hill here into this left. Really committed stuff into that left. As much runoff as you like out the back of it, but you can still make a meal of it.
This position where Pete's in now is where they get you. You think to yourself, oh, I'll break a little, just extra couple of meters later, just to try and catch up that hundredth, you know, and that's where they blimmin' jump out and bite you in the ass.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of Pete just hitting his marks, and he'll catch up here. He looks like he's dropped back a bit going to the start-finish line.
He had, I think that, just up into the bus stop area there, he might have just overshot it a little bit. But it definitely lost that gap's widened, hasn't it? So Mav out in front. 3 laps down in the Coca-Cola Chevy Camaro. Making it work. Cooler Security, Gunther Rowe. Monster Energy.
Oh, and Crosby's just had a big slip up.
We were just going to call Crossy out, but there he is. Just recovering from a big spin. Where is that, Craig? Is that... that's off the end of
just before the hairpin, before they call it... I forget. Just before pull on. A couple of corners before pull on.
So that's Dawson to slip past with that little slip up. Mate, he had backed off a little bit off the back of Crossy, so there was no pressure really. But clearly an unforced error from Steve Crossland there has allowed Dawson through. And he's in a big chunk of clean air there. He just want to keep his head focused forward there. No slip-ups and try and take that podium position there, I'd suspect. Bella back in 6th now after a couple of slip-ups already, Craig.
Yeah, the tyres are getting worn on them, and the boys are sliding them into the corners. They overheat the tyres very easily, and the brakes are... Gunther has a brake temperature monitor on his, and they're up to 1300 degrees on some of the braking points, which is ridiculously hot, and they sound like a train trying to stop. But once you get that heat in there, it sort of takes a lap or two to even everything back out again, and it might be what's happening with a few of them when they're getting a bit unstuck on those corners.
Sure. Yeah. So focused here on Gunther Rowe, 5 laps in. Monster Energy Mustang through Arouge. He's looking pretty smooth. A little bit of a slip up there earlier. Might have just let Mav slip through, but he looks very focused now. And you can see how big that gap is back to Dawson there. That gap was filled by Steve Crossland until the last lap. So much, I'm sure, to Crossy's dismay. Losing a position there. Mr. Tracy in 5th. Harrison Bella running up Camel Straight, is it? Up to the top end of the hill here in the braking area. Worcester in 7th, also running up the straight there in the Hemi. Jelly Dog in the Penrite. Oh, drifts it around the right-hander before running it up the hill here. Wow. Awesome car control. I wish I had a replay button on this one. I don't, unfortunately. You would have loved that. We could have done a slow-mo. Uncle Joe looks like just maybe recovering from a little bit of a slip up there in the bus stop. Getting that thing pointed in the right direction. Beautiful looking Chevy there. Uncle Joe and Matty Hewitt in the pit. We will get back to Maverick in the Coca-Cola Chevy Camaro. Couple of laps to go after this. Into the bus stop, no mistakes. Smooth as, cool as a cucumber.
Something must have happened to Gunther there because Pete's right up on him now.
Oh, he is too. So maybe just a little, and it doesn't take much, Craig, does it? It's just like a little bit of a shake out of one of the corners or a bit of a pinch of the brakes going in.
Yeah, I was looking at the gap between Mav and Gunther, and it was about 8 seconds. It's pulled out to about 15 now, so I'm assuming Gunther's had a little bit of a slide or an off,
Yeah.
and Pete's managed to capitalise on that. So makes for an interesting last lap. There's 1 lap to go, 2 laps to go.
I think we've got 2 laps to go.
So I don't know if that brings Crossland into play as well, but Crossland can see them going up
To a
the
route.
hill through.
Yeah. So you can see Crossland's car in camera shot just in behind you. You'll see it clearly here as they run up the hill towards this heavy braking area. But do you think Gunther's responded there a little bit too? He's actually pulled a little bit, maybe back from Dawson. But yeah, he literally cut that gap between him and Mav. Double that gap between him and Mav, didn't it? Like you're saying, it went from 8 to a little over 15 seconds. So
yeah, Gunther's car will still be recovering as well. I didn't see what happened to him, but if he's had a big drift or a slide, the rears will be hot, and he'll be trying to get them back under control and back down to optimum temperature.
Sure. Yep.
So he's doing well to start opening that up on Pete. He is fast, and Pete's quick as well. So
yeah,
we'll just watch with bated breath, as they say. And here we go.
There we go. We might have put the cursor on Gunther there. There you go.
Sorry, Gunther, I'll stop talking about you now.
So, look at that as he recovers. So, yeah, tough for Gunther Rowe there. Had it in the bag with a lap and a half or so to go. So easy to do. I really don't understand why we even qualify these things, because anything could happen in the race. So they should just chuck them out on track. But all the same, Maverick taking control of that race very early on after a little letting Gunther through in the first opening lap. Pete Dawson has really taken advantage of what's in front of him here tonight, Craig, and just made a move again, just a little bit of a slip up letting Bella pass in the early stage of the race, but then was quick smart back past him and has moved forward ever since, and you know, for one reason or another has ended up in second place. So awesome work for Pete.
He's kept a cool head, hasn't he?
He has.
The guy's going off around him and he's just stuck to his marks, and he's driven a good race, and he's found himself in second.
And Crossy, one mistake is a bit of a beauty. Didn't hit anything, but yeah, it's definitely compromised his position. He could be where Dawson is right now, but he's not. He's in third position on the podium. We are on the final lap. Mr. Tracy rounding out fourth position, just coming up out of Rouge. Harrison Bella into the bus stop. Kenneth Worcester in that very, very nice looking dodgy there. It's a little bit beat up at the moment, but damn, it still looks good. Gunther Rowe back in the pits. Chili Dog in the Penrite car. Now, every time I flick the camera on this thing, it's either backing it into a corner or it's backing it out of a corner. Nice work from Chili. Cool Joe. Ran it out 9th position at the moment. He'll end up with 8th, I think, with Gunther Rowe in the pits. So nice work from Uncle Joe as we just pick up on Mav as he winds his way up the hill towards that fast left-hander. There it is. So committed to here. In the Coca-Cola Chevy Camaro. Pete Dawson in tow, but well back. 17 odd seconds. So nice work from Mav, as usual. Whipping it up here at Spa for round 2. Pete Dawson on his way up to the bus stop. Nice clean race, good measured race there from Dawson, like you mentioned, Craig.
Yeah, he's done well. Pete, he's sat in there. He didn't have the greatest start, if I remember correctly, and probably pipped a few of them on the start, but he just held down his lines, run his race, and he's ended up back in second.
So cross on there with a little bit of a slip up into the bus stop, but no position changes. In third, Mr. Tracy in 4th. Kenneth Worcester, Chili Dog, and Uncle Joe down around the track a little bit more. Worcester's car, love the ribeye. Dodge. Good looking car, that one. Very muscly looking thing, and very beat up in the front at the moment. So it looks pretty tough. Chili Dog in the Penrite Mustang. And like we mentioned, Uncle Joe in another one of the Chevys. Very nice looking Rollies car, that one, actually. Very snazzy. That is, I think that is Chili Dog. You can just see in front of him. So those guys, pretty close contact still with Uncle Joe. A lap down. I'd say he's been into the pits.
Yeah, I think Uncle Joe went in.
Yeah.
Had to refill his wine bottle.
Yeah, you know,
And back out he goes.
You know, priorities. You got to get this stuff sorted. The Dodge across the line, spitting flames as the boys are still doing celebratory burnout. Chili Dog in the Penrite Mustang, working his way up the hill for the final time this race. Uncle Joe in tow, not too far behind as the screen fades away. That was race 1. Epic stuff. Mav, Dawson, Crossy, well done. Tough luck for, I think, us, Bella, Chili Dog with a few offs as well, and of course Gunther Rowe with a major slip up and dropping well back through the field. We got a little bit of delay time here. The boys might have given us, which is awesome, about 30 seconds. And we'll be right back into the action again. Quick fire stuff here, ladies and gents. Just bear with us here, ladies and gents. A couple of little techie issues. And thanks for joining us as usual here at Rainlight Racing's 2024 TA2 special event. It's round 2, it's at Spa. First race is done and dusted, as we're about to join the field, I think, for race 2. We just picked that up now. Oh, here we go. A little bit of time here to go, 40 seconds. So it'd be interesting so we'll see the same starting order as from the first qualifying with Mav, Gunther, I think it was Dawson, and then Crossy, or Bella. It's mixed in there as well. Obviously, Mr. Tracy not too far behind. And the like. We are about to go green here, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks Nortec, thanks Titanium Digital Solutions, True to Life Racing, and TA2 New Zealand. The lights are out. Let's go racing once again. Race 2, round 2 at Spa. Who's got the start? Mav's got a good jump this time. Doesn't look like he's going to get threatened from Gunther. Hard to tell. As we just pick up on it there, that is Mav. Mav has got a corner cut, I'd say, because his car has just got a whole bunch of neutrals. Oh, as we see Dawson, I think it's off. Yes, Dawson in the wall up out of Rouge. Killer stuff. Crossland out in front. Bella in second. Matthew Hewitt in third. Kenneth Worcester, Chili Dog, Prune Tracy, Maverick. Maverick clearly must have got a track infringement out of 1, and the car has stalled. The whole field's gone past. You can just see him, I think, in back a shot there, and Dawson into the wall heavily out of Eau Rouge off to the right. Crossy with plenty of work to do. Chili Dog up in 4th. He had a shocker first race. Plenty of offs. Bella didn't have a really good race either, and they're both sitting in 3rd and 4th. So how things can change in a TA2 race, particularly at Spa, Craig.
Yeah, poor old Peter's front window looks like she's been set on fire and put out with a chain. But it's I'm just having a look in his car to see if his wheel's pointing straight. But he seems to look like he's all right, apart from the
the obvious
extra graphic on the front window.
Yeah.
It's I sort of just sitting there with my mouth open watching it, and Crosby come flying up the inside of Hewitt, coming into the S's at the top of Gemmell Straight, and then Bella tried to put a move on him as well.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that pans out. But Maverick looks like he's making some moves through the pack as well. So
yeah. Yeah, I don't suspect he'll hang around too long, as we see Bella with a big cat out of the big left-hander there, running up to the... Whew! Geez, he would have been holding his breath through that. He's kept it pointing in the right direction, but really has had to pull that car up to deal with it. Crossy's taken off. It's got Hewitt in tow, and Prue Tracy in 3rd position. Big swap around in positions compared to the first race, but Mav just tucked. He's already got a couple of positions from the first mistakes, or 2 or 3 already. This is only, we're just going into lap 2 here now. So,
Crosby knows he's good.
Sorry.
No, I was just saying Crosby knows he's got to go because he's got Maverick flying in there behind him.
Yeah.
And Maverick's just picking up spots left, right, and centre.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't see who that was that went wide.
That was Tracy.
I think it may have been Tracy
in the black and blue car out of Rouge. Very, very too far off track on the pit exit side of the track. Whew, I thought he was going to hit the wall. So Crossy, we've got
Hewitt go off as well.
Yeah, that's Hewitt down. So Mav in second now, in behind Crossy. Tracy in third. Where's Hewitt equalised back to 6th position. So like you mentioned, Crossy will have his head down now, won't he? Just now he'll look at the data and go, oh shit, Mav's right behind me now. He doesn't have to work through any more cars.
No, he's got essentially 5 laps to keep him off him, but
yeah.
Crosby's no slouch, and he'll just pick his lines. He'll do what he needs to do, and we'll see if Mav can put the pressure on him, make him make a stake.
Yeah. And in that process of Hewitt dropping there, that's actually Dawson has picked up Hewitt's position as well. So Dawson back in 5th, making a bit of a charge back. So yeah, nice work from Hewitt. How does nice work from Dawson, should I say? How is Hewitt's car? He's just off track again there, Craig. I wonder if that car is damaged.
It doesn't sound like it's changing gears very well. I'm just back on his car now, having a listen to it, and he seems to be just babying it around.
Yeah.
I've just had Mav pop up and put in a fastest lap, so I think that's going to heat up any second now. He's
Yeah, well, that gap's dropped a little bit again there, Craig. So Mav will be biding his time. He knows he's got quite a few laps up his sleeve. He's just got to chip away. No heroics. Basically, just hit the marks and keep it clean, and the times will come, won't they? Looked like Crossy went a little bit wide on the way out there. He's losing a ton of ground there to Mav up the hill.
Also didn't see what happened to Gunther. He's down in 8th. I didn't see what happened to him, what had put him down there, because he should have been second off the grid. Whether he got tied up in that melee in the first corner or not, but
yeah, well, I thought just Mav run wide and got a track infringement, which pulled the car up on him. It looked like the rest of the boys got too, but he might have got tangled up in that, like you mentioned, Craig. But either way, yeah, definitely down the field, working his way back up as we just look out of the front of Mav's car, working over Crossy with a big flick halfway through the left-hander there. Really working to get their times here.
Aussie with a berg drift.
Massive slide there from the it's actually on the ripple strip cam there as he come round, all crossed up. Oh, great stuff to watch.
Those tyres will be hurting into this braking up here, coming into the bus stop.
And look,
expect to see Mav throw his nose in there.
Well, look at the ground. Mav's made like 8 or 10 car lengths in this one lap. So out of the back of Crossland's car, he will have plenty to think about here as he runs across the line. 3 laps down, they're in their 4th lap now. Nice and tidy from Crossland, no mistakes, keeps it clean. No game from Mav, but yeah, Mav really quick up the hill in that last sector. And probably the middle sector as well. Crossy not doing too bad here, but again goes a little wide there. See that, Craig? I saw this last lap, but Mav wasn't as close. But look at this now.
I was watching that and I was just thinking to myself, I don't know if I'd want a draft up there in these things. And I don't know what the aero wash is like in them as well, because there's no aero on them anyway. But
Yeah, well, who knows what it would do?
At this point, Crosby knows he's coming. He's just got to drive to his marks, and
Yep, yep.
a good run from Mav there.
Yeah, again. Out of the back of Crossland's car. Plenty going on here at the pointy end of the field. Oh, Mav with the move. It's a long way round. Oh, Crossy with a lock-up. Opens the door, says step right in. And Mav slips through. The slightest of mistakes there, but, you know, Crossy with an off-track excursion, albeit short, was all it took. Maverick just forcing the error pretty well, Craig, there too. Just squeezing him up by taking that outside away from him and really shortening up the corner on him, didn't it?
Yeah, it looked like Mav gave Crosby a bit of his own treatment there. So Crosby has a tendency to do that when you're driving against him. He's clean, but he lets you know that he's there. So
Yeah.
he pokes his nose up the inside, and he pokes his nose up the outside, just to let you know, hey, I'm here, just to fill up your mirrors. And it looks like Mav's been able to do that and put him offline, and just get you thinking backwards rather than forwards, you know. And he's done it well.
Yeah, look, it's great to watch guys that race like that. You know, just showing their intent, and it's good, tidy stuff, and just forcing that error, isn't it? You know, like just filling the mirrors, and you know, just that little lapse in concentration, and bam, there you go, position lost. Crossy now has Tracy to contend with. There, Craig, as he just drops down the hill. So pretty even gap, I think, between these three guys now. In first, second, and third now. You can see them there on screen. Mav just around the corner. Crossland just tipping in. And then Tracy on the brakes and tipping in as well. So, yeah, definitely evenly spaced between those three guys. Kenneth holding down fourth at the moment, Craig. Nice work from Ken in the Dodge. Awesome. It looks in a lot better nick than it did last race at this time. So
I was just looking at that. I was about to comment on the Tracy car and Ken's car. They're both looking like they've just come out of the car wash.
yeah,
They look,
they're meant, hey, yeah.
they look good, but Pete's is looking a bit like a busted crab.
Yeah,
Gunther's looks all right as well, but
yeah. I wonder what happened with Gunther. Whether he just had a big off, or you know what the track infringements are like. It just puts the car in a whole bunch of neutrals, doesn't it? And doesn't want to go anywhere.
I'm pretty sure we got that resolved. It was so what was happening last week is if you got a track cut, it went to a slowdown. You had to slow down to 35 kilometers an hour, and if you didn't do that fast enough, you had to slow down for 18 seconds.
Oh, okay.
And what caught a lot of us out was it went counted down from 18, it went to 0, and as soon as it's 0, you think you can touch the accelerator again, but you can't. You have to wait for it to disappear, and so it got to 0, and everyone would touch it, and it would restart your timer.
Oh no!
And so we got rid of that because we sort of decided by the time you've braked in these things and turned the blimmin' wheels into a hexagon anyway, you've already got enough of a penalty. So
yeah, you're damaged enough. So, like you mentioned, then, if that what you're saying that is been rectified, then I'd say, you know, it might have been Mav and Crossy with a little bit of contact there. That's and
yeah.
Mav might have been redressing there.
I'm just thinking that might have been the case.
Yeah.
Mav
Yep.
might have gone wide and come into contact with someone, and he's been the gentleman he is. He's just knew he'd be coming back onto the racing line, so he's just stayed off it and let everyone go past. And
yeah.
just watching Ken's just caught up to Gaz
To
Eddie here now,
Gaz,
so we might
yeah.
have a bit of a race here.
So not sure what's going on there. So I'd say Tracy clearly coming back to Ken rather than the other way round. So obviously a bit of a mishap from Tracy and looking vulnerable, Craig, as they go through a rouge. It's nearly side by side there. Not the place to do it. In
He's a
just about,
brave man.
just,
He's a brave man, can sticking his nose in there.
isn't he what? I mean, it's hectic in anything, just in single file, let alone going side by side in a bloody TA2 car. So, just a heads up there in the chat box from Matty Hewitt, giving us the update on it was Gunther Road T1 lap 1 mishap, which has put him back in the field. Bad luck there, Matty, not finishing the race with the DNF there. These guys are going to have this lap and one more to go. Maverick out in front after fighting Crossy. That is Crossy right behind him. So has Mav had a bit of a bloody slip up as well, because Crossy's really stayed in touch. Or, oh, Mav sideways. Wonder if his tyres are going away.
He's like a fox terrier chasing a tennis ball all across the way. He doesn't give up. Mav's had a little bit of a whoopsie there, and it looks like Mav's car is unstable.
Yeah. So a little bit of damage as we just look out over the rear wing of Mav's car there. A few little nicks and chips on the paintwork there as Crossy just fishtails it out of the bus stop and across the start-finish line for the final lap. Crossy dipping it into one there. Both these guys super quick.
It's just whether Mav can extend on Crossy through Eau Rouge and that like he has been.
Yeah, well, Crossy just doesn't look happy on the exit there, but although he nailed it that time. Tracy just bettering his lap. But yeah, 28, 29 seconds back from Crossland. Worcester about 33, so those guys are reasonably in touch with Pete Dawson, 39 seconds behind. Big gaps down through the field here, Craig, but still plenty to look at here for the next half a lap at least with Crossland. Oh, trying to put a bit of temperature on to Mav, but Mav just got his measure. Mav's car actually looks well beaten, to be honest. It's been in the wars here, this race.
I think that was that turn 1 incident. Maybe that was with Gunther. Crosby's having a bit of a whoopsie there.
Yes, the old AC cameras here at Spa were struggling to keep up. The old camera boys need to kick up the butt. But yeah, something went on there. Obviously, Mav slowed and Gunther both down through the field. Mav slowly chipping his way back. Gunther back in 6th position so far. Pete Dawson in 5th. He's had a bit of an up and down race too, old Pete. I don't know how he could see out of that thing.
I don't remember what happened to him in the at the start of that.
Well, he went into the wall out of Eau Rouge.
That's right, he did too.
Yeah. Just like on lap 1, so he's been fighting that thing the whole race. Worcester, awesome job from Ken actually in the Dodge. Dodge looking immaculate, like you said. Just looks like it's just come straight out of the car wash. In 4th position, good solid 4th actually. Snuck up behind Tracy there a lap or so ago, but now Tracy's stretching his legs. Crossland and Mav already across the line doing celebratory burnouts and donuts, as you do. Plenty of tyre smoke from these things. Tracy coming in hot. Ken in the 35 Dodge. I think it's a Challenger. The ribeye car across for 4th. Pete Dawson in the smash crab, as you aptly described it, Craig. 5th position, Gunther Road, Monster Energy Mustang. 6th position. Tilly Dog and Uncle Joe down back through, down at the bottom of the circuit here, just coming through the all those S's there, Craig. Quite a complex set of corners there, like you talked about earlier, especially when you're driving these things, trying to get that change of direction to work in your favour and not bite you in the arse. So yeah, Chili Dog with Uncle Joe just back of shot there, not too far behind him. The race is over. Mav, Crossland and Tracy taking out the top 3 positions as things wind down. What an awesome race, Craig. That was a bit different to the first one.
Yeah, that was there's a bit more going on in that one.
It was.
I don't want to wish anyone bad luck, but I wouldn't mind seeing Mav run a little bit wide in this corner again and watch him have to work his way back through. But...
Okay, let's see what we can do. These cameras here are awful. Let's choose that one this time. It's more focused on one. Sorry, we got the old clunky AC going here. Looks like these boys are going to roll for another one here tonight for Rainlight Racing's 2024 TA2 special event. Brought to you by Nortec Titanium Digital Solutions, True to Life Racing, and the boys at TA2 in New Zealand. And of course, broadcast to you by MATCHFIT Entertainment. Please like, subscribe, hit the notifications, light up the chat box. These guys are going to run another one, Craig, by the looks of it, as we would suspect. Yes, we got about 30 seconds countdown. Yes, big changes there, as we saw, pretty well 2 of the top runners in Mav and Gunther Rowe drop down through the field after a little bit of a lap 1 shenanigans there, and having to both sort of fight their way back. Yeah, totally different dynamic to race 1 there, mate. What do you think?
Yeah, I was struggling to keep up with the action, to be honest. But,
yeah.
It's as you said, it changes so quickly. So
it does. It does. Looks like we are just about to go green on race 3, Craig. Sorry to interrupt you there. Look, we have got the camera angle this time right on the corner. Lap 1, hang on, let me get the bloody camera working. There it is. No shenanigans this time. Good, clean start. As they drop out of... down towards... Where is these cameras going? Hang on, sorry guys. Here we go. We got it. Gunther Rowe, Mav, Pete Dawson, Harrison Bella, Steve Crossland, Kenneth Worcester. Look, man, this mixes up every single race. It's a lottery who's going to come out on top. But I'll tell you, there has been a common theme tonight, and it is Gunther Rowe and Mav at the start of the race. It's the little battle that goes on right behind it, and that's where the action is pretty well. Pete Dawson, Harrison Bella and Steve Crossland there, Craig. Oh, is that Bella on Dawson on the inside?
That is Bella going up the inside there, yep.
He's going to have another go at it. He didn't quite make it stick in the right hand.
He's got Crossland waiting in the wings there too.
Oh, he's gone wide. He's gone wide on the way in to the left-hander, and Crossland through. Like you mentioned, Craig, Crossy just wait there to pounce, and yeah, bam, there you go. Oh, excuse me, guys.
That little fucker Perry waiting for you to throw that tennis ball, eh?
Too true. Again, we'll apologise for the clunky camera work here in the AC Spa, as we just pick up on Pete Dawson shaking it on the way out of the right-hander and on his way up the hill towards the bus stop, Craig.
Yeah, I'm looking ahead of you at the moment, just watching Mav and Gunther.
Has Gunther got
Watching
it?
them. Gunther's got himself ahead of Mav there, and he's doing well to hold on to a little half a second lead there. But we'll see what happens through the source and up Rouge and Radion. Mav just looks like he's got so much drive out of the corner.
Yeah. Oh, as Gunther just feeds, and it's all about feeding that throttle on, Gunther. And that's what happens when it doesn't go right. Unfortunate there. Gunther Rowe round out of one. He just recovers that cut. Tough stuff there, Craig. Oh, mate. And look, I know you've driven these things. I know you know how hard it is to get this stuff right. Who's that as well? I think that's Pete Dawson. With a bit of a tank slapper coming out of our Rouge. Wow.
And Ballard's taken advantage of it. He's right up there. But I actually lied before. I told you that I was going to stop talking about Gunther and stop putting commentator's curse on him, and I did it, and then blooming stuffed him up again. So
yeah, well, how come it's Crossies in front of Mav?
I didn't see what happened on that one.
Oh, I didn't see what happened there either. So that sneaky bloody Crossy is just sneaking his way in there.
Yeah, he's done it again, isn't he?
Oh, mate. So
I was saying before, it's hard to keep an eye on what to watch. There's just so much going on. These little battle packs.
there is a lot going on, Craig. That's exactly right. But and quite often we see the front runners sort of just leg out a little bit, you know, and push forward, and they don't really get involved a lot until they sort of come up on lap traffic. But what we're seeing with this TA2 stuff, plenty of action going on at the pointy end of the field. And if we just look back one more position to Harrison Bella, Pete Dawson, look how tight that is. So those guys going at it for the provisional podium position there, third place. So Bella will be hanging onto that for dear life. Gunther Rowe recovering from an earlier slip up. Unfortunate. Uncle Joe also, again, Uncle Joe actually up in front of Ken Worcester. So Joe been down the field a little bit at the first couple of races, but in front of the Dodge here for race 3. And Mr. Tracy, tough stuff. Craig, way down the back. Now, he showed some good pace last race, so he'll be dirty that he's so far back.
Just if you want to have a look forward to Crosland and Maverick,
yes.
Pretty tight going through Radion, Rouge, Radion.
Yep, so out of the back of Crossland's car now, as you just see Mav just give him that little bit of scratch. Crossy again mucks that up. Oh, and Crossy into the wall. Trying to feed the throttle back on. But yeah, Crossy not comfortable getting up out of a Rouge there.
And now you've got that battle between Bella and...
Yep, Bella and Dawson now. Bella locked the rears badly going into the braking area. And slowly working his massive damage to the windscreen on that car. So that thing looks like it's been in the wars. So another change of position. And who have we got in third position now? Gunther Rowe in the Monster Energy Mustang. Out of nowhere. He's come from, I think he was in bloody 6th last time we looked, and now he's on the podium.
That's what I thought.
3 laps in anyway.
It looks like Pete Dawson's just gone around Maverick too, so I didn't see what happened there. But
no.
Was Maverick slowed on the corner there, or?
Okay, so there you go. And I'm sure we saw the mistake from Crossland there. From Mav earlier on, well, we missed it, that let Crossland through, and now again we've seen a little slip up, clearly a little slip up somewhere to allow Dawson past. So some unexpected mistakes as we see Dawson just get onto the pedal too hard and around through the right-hander on the way up the hill, and Mav back in the lead. Craig, what the hell is... It's so hard to keep up with these boys.
I'm not sure if the lads have had a call to say make it interesting for the last thing, but the rate they're going, there's not going to be any cars left on track. It puts Uncle Joe up ahead of Crossland. Uncle Joe's in 5th, and it's a win for the people if Uncle Joe manages to sneak himself up onto a podium.
Oh, you know it all day. So Gunther Rowe in 1st now. I'm confused. Amazing stuff. So Gunther back where he was, I think, lap 1, race 1 here tonight, Craig. I think it's like Groundhog. Okay, let's go again. And
I'm just looking at Crossland as he had another off. He's driving backwards down the track.
Oh, no. Yes. The R batteries, R and J batteries. He's actually rolling into the pits. He needs a drink. But yeah, ducking it back into the pits. Gunther Rowe in front of Mav. Well, at the moment, we won't take our eyes too far off this because every time we do, Craig, the bloody position changes. So we'll just keep it short and sweet, eh? Harrison Bella, who we did see off track earlier, only a lap and a half ago, and Dawson got past him. Now he's back past Dawson. So there's another position. Uncle Joe, just steady as she goes, and sitting in 5th position. You can't complain about that. Prune Tracy in 6th. Worcester in the Dodge. It's got a few scratches on it again. And Crossy in the pits. Let's get back up the front here. Gunther Rowe, Maverick. Like I said, we can't move away from the Dawson past Bella. Just come up on my delta there. So Bella way back, actually. He's had a big lose. When too much action is just not enough, Craig McConnell. Wow. Where do you look?
Well, I don't know where to look, to be completely truthful with you. It's there's just stuff going on everywhere.
Yeah, it's madness.
Uncle Joe's caught up to the back of Harrison.
Yeah, well, Harrison must have had a biggie. Like, I noticed the position change, so I just flicked onto Dawson's car there earlier, and you can see, I just won't go too far from this Gunther Rowe battle, but you could see Bella's car way back, just coming back on track, so he'd had a big unforced lose, I'd suspect. And now Joe passed, actually.
Yeah, and Bella's back off again, and Uncle Joe's gone past them.
This is epic. Pete Dawson. Now, he's sitting in the biggest bit of clean air you could get at the moment on this track. He would just want to keep his bloody shit together. just stay focused. And just stay there.
He doesn't look like he's carrying any damage either. He's, his car looks good.
Yeah. And Rowe looks bloody solid when he's keeping it clean, doesn't he? He seems to have Mav's measure, although you did mention Mav gets this thing off the corner very well for whatever reason. And again, just forces a slightest of mistakes.
Oh, looks like Mav gave him a little tickle up there, a little bit of a bump draft.
Maybe a little bit of a love tap there. No love lost as they drop down through this right-hander into the valley. The valley of death it is in these things.
I'll tell you one thing, the collision physics in this mod is brilliant. You can have a little bit of rubbings racing.
Yep.
And it doesn't tend to
deals with it.
Send you sideways.
Oh, as Rowe around again. Craig and well around on probably one of the fastest corners of the track. That thing, he's struggling to get that thing turned around. Where is Dawson? Will be here any moment. As we just pick up on Gunther. Dawson. Yeah, here he comes. Rowe back on track, still in second. I can't believe he's still in second. He had that big a gap. Oh, there he is, actually. That car looks well damaged. So Dawson pass. Rowe will sneak in behind. Uncle Joe here, if he plays his cards right and that car's damaged, you might see that man with a podium finish here tonight, although he does have Tracy to contend with, who has snuck up real tight behind him there. So, oh, that is Gunther Rowe car around. So that does put Joe Grimmer into third position provisionally. I think we had a couple of laps to go, and Tracy will give him all sorts of hurry up here to try and get past. Again, Dawson. Mav in the pits. Am I getting that? Is that Mav in the pits?
Yeah, Mav's gone into the pits. He's got time to go and have a cup of tea. Come back out.
Oh, so he's just going to do a brew. Yep. Okay. Dawson will take, I would suspect, that position.
Is Uncle Joe gone around there? Gone around?
Joe has gone around. That car actually looking a little bit damaged too. It's got a, looks like he's hit a pedestrian or something, the way that windscreen smashed. Not, what did you say? By putting out a fire with a chain. Yes.
Set on fire and put out the chain. Yeah.
That's the one. So Joe back into fourth there, Craig, and Tracy putting that thing in third position. Mav, I don't know why Mav was showing in the pits there before, but he's not. He's in the lead. Dawson in second. Tracy in third. And Joe in fourth, trying to wrestle that thing through and out of Eau Rouge. Worcester with a big battle going on with Gunther Rowe there, flames spitting from the side of the Mustang on the way down the hill. Plenty of close contact there. As Rowe recovering, the Dodge well beaten in itself. Rowe up the inside, takes the position. No complaints from Ken there. And Worcester letting him through for fifth position. Joe still holding down fourth. Tracy in third. Pete Dawson in second. And Mav, as we have seen him at his best all night, in first once again. I would suspect this will be the second last lap for the Coca-Cola Chevy Camaro as he runs up the hill through that very fast left-hander, very committed corner up into this little short switchback bus stop area, and he rolls into the pits. Okay, now we'll go back to Pete Dawson, who should be coming up into that same corner. Yes, he is. In the Cartec Engines Chevy Camaro. And across the start-finish line, leader is on the final lap now. Where is Tracy? Tracy's off track. Mav's back out already. How's he getting in and out so quickly?
I don't think his pit crew's making his coffee right, and he's having to go back and change it each lap.
It's going. I told you I wanted soy milk. Oh dear. So yeah, Mav out in front. Checking the drive-through for the coffee on the way past. I don't think he'll have to stop again because it'll be the last lap, so he won't need to roll through anymore. Someone's going to get the sack for that. Pete Dawson in second. Tracy in third.
Uncle Joe's holding on to a steadily earned fourth here. Gunther's closing in on him quickly.
Oh yeah, go Joe, go! You can do it.
Gunther and Ken will catch him, but whether they can stay in front of him is the other question.
So Joe Grimmer wrestling. This awesome looking Riley's, number 16 Riley's Chevy Camaro. Awesome colour, that thing. Really pops on screen. Gunther with a very damaged Monster Energy Mustang tucked in behind him. And is that it is the Worcester Dodge too. That's a pretty well beaten looking car as well. So both those guys just chasing that up. Mav on the way up the hill. Wonder if we're going to the pits again. Just double check that latte. And Dawson not too far behind. Tracy just at the bottom of the hill, heading up the hill. And Joe with Grow. Oh, Gunther's going to give him a go. He's gone down the inside. Joe into the sand. Oh, no. As he just tucks in behind the Dodge of Kenneth Worcester. Oh, the poor old number 16 Riley's car looks like it's had a hard race, to be honest. So he's doing all right. Tough for all of these guys. Gunther Rowe now taking fourth, as we saw Mav, Pete Dawson and Mr. Tracy across the line. Gunther Rowe, Kenneth in the Dodgy, and Uncle Joe in the number 16 car. We got Harrison Bella, Chili Dog with DNFs, and Crossland sitting in the pits. That was freaking amazing. And Mav playing up in and out of the pits. So, as the boys do celebratory parts. Some well beaten cars out here, guys. Having a bit of it's blowing off a bit of steam, probably. A lot of concentration going on there, I tell you.
Well, burnouts are fun when you're meant to be doing them.
Yeah.
When you're doing them out every corner, they tend to wear pretty thin, but
definitely. So thanks for joining us, everyone, there tonight for Rainlight Racing's 2024 TA2 special event, which has been awesome. That was the second round at Spa. Crazy stuff all the way up and down throughout the field. With my guest commentator, Craig McConnell. He had plenty to think about and look at tonight, my friend.
you don't realise how hard this job is that you've got doing this until you actually sit in the seat trying to keep up and pay attention and think of what you need to be saying and what you should be saying and where you're meant to be talking about what. And so no, you guys do a great job. Privileged to be here.
Awesome, Craig. Well, hopefully you can join us again soon. We might even, maybe might see you tomorrow night for the GT3 stuff, but let's just wait and see. We'll probably stop short of the driver interviews tonight, being a little short-staffed, but we will see you again next week, I think the 17th. For the main game. I think it's Manfield, is it? We're going to race that for the final round. Is that right, Craig?
I actually have not had a look, to be completely truthful with you.
I'm pretty sure it is.
If it is Manfield, that'll be awesome. So there's because the TA2s are racing. I forget where they're racing. They're down Palmerston Northway, so that would be Manfield Raceway this weekend.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I'd need to go and check actually and see where the third round is, or it could be Hampton Downs.
Oh, it might be Hampton actually. It might be Hampton. Sorry, my notes may be wrong. But yes, one more round to come on the 17th on Sunday. I think that is the final. It's just a little quick special event sort of series for the TA2 stuff. So I think it's just the 3 rounds, ladies and gentlemen. But get involved. You know, like it's just a bit of fun stuff. If you haven't registered already, follow the links in the description box to Rainlight Racing's Discord and join up, get involved. We're going to thank Nortec, Titanium Digital Solutions, True to Life Racing, and obviously the TA2 boys in New Zealand as well for helping bring all this to us. It's a pleasure, Craig. Thank you very much. We might see you again tomorrow night. Awesome fun.
Yeah, good fun. Thanks for having me.
Too easy. That's going to be a wrap for night. And yeah, join us all next week. Please like and subscribe. Turn your notifications on. Click the buttons, ladies and gentlemen. And join us every week for this stuff. It's awesome. See you all soon.